Escape Room, Tournament of Champions, released in some markets as Escape Room, No Way Out and Escape Room 2, Deadly Game, is a 2021 American survival horror film directed by Adam Robital and written by Woll, Maria Melnick, Daniel Touch, and Oren Uziel. A sequel to 2019's Escape Room, it stars Taylor Russell, Logan Miller, and Deborah and Woll reprising their roles from the first film, alongside new cast members India Moore, Holland Roden, Thomas Cockrell, and Carlito Olivero, and follows a group of 6 people trying to survive a new series of more deadly escape rooms. After the first film became a surprise hit in 2019, Columbia Pictures approved a sequel. Robital returned as the director was shut writing the script, and Russell and Miller reprised their roles alongside the addition of new cast members. Filming took place in Cape Town, South Africa, from November 2019 to January 2020, with additional filming in January 2021. Escape Room, Tournament of Champions was theatrically released in Australia on July 1, 2021, and in the United States on July 16, by Sony Pictures Releasing, following several delays due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The film grossed $66 million and received mixed reviews from critics, who praised its cast, atmosphere, and elaborate puzzles, but noted the film's failure to improve upon its predecessor. An extended cut version was released the following October 5, featuring a different opening and ending, as well as large differences in the story and characters featured. Woll is notably completely absent from the new version, while Isabel Fuhrman and James Frain both appear as new key characters. After escaping the sole survivor escape rooms orchestrated by the Minus Corporation, Zoe Davis and Ben Miller decide to confront the shadowy organization after finding coordinates to its New York City-based headquarters. Zoe is encouraged by her therapist to move on from her trauma and to get over her aerophobia, but she opts to drive with Ben instead of flying. The pair find the headquarters derelict and are accosted by a vagrant who steals Zoe's necklace. She and Ben give chase straight into the Q subway train. Their train car separates from the rest of the train and is redirected to a remote station, sealing Zoe, Ben, and other passengers Rachel, Brianna, Nathan, and Theo inside. As the passengers realize in horror that they are once again in Minus Deadly Game, the train becomes electrified. Zoe and Ben learn that the others are the winners of previous escape rooms, having survived them. To escape, the group must collect subway tokens as the electrification increases. Theo is killed while the rest escape. Nathan reveals his escape room group were all priests, Brianna's were all influencers, and Rachel's consisted of people who cannot feel physical pain. The next room is a bank with a slowly closing vault and a deadly laser security system. The group manages to decipher the complex route to get around the lasers and escape with just seconds to spare. While in the room, Zoe is perplexed by frequent references to someone called Sonia and that the escape rooms have no apparent connection to the group unlike before. The next room is a postcard-like beach with more references to Sonia. They discover that the beach is covered in quicksand. While Rachel is sinking, Nathan sacrifices himself to save Rachel and is swallowed up by the sand. Zoe finds an alternate route out just as Brianna unlocks the intended exit. An argument on which route to take breaks out. Rachel and Ben side with Zoe. Brianna escapes through the main exit while Rachel and Zoe traverse to the alternate route, but Ben falls into the quicksand. Zoe and Rachel make their way out through a manhole back into the city. Overjoyed at first that they are outside, they quickly realize they are still in the game when they encounter a panicked Brianna. If they do not make it out of this room, acid rain is periodically sprayed on them. The group opens a taxi to escape into, but once Zoe enters, the taxi locks Rachel and Brianna out. Zoe falls into the next room while Rachel and Brianna succumb to the rain and die. The next room is a child's bedroom containing a diary from Sonia, revealing the rooms are based on a fun day out she had with her mother. Zoe discovers Sonia's mother is Amanda Harper, who survived her fall in her original escape room and was forced into designing escape rooms for Minus after they abducted her daughter. Amanda appears and begs Zoe to become the next puzzle maker for Minus, warning that she has no choice. Ben is revealed to be trapped in a cage. When Zoe refuses Minus' demand, Ben's cage starts filling with water, but Zoe and Amanda work together to free him. They manage to break out, fleeing the facility. They report their findings to the police, who retrieve the bodies of Rachel, Brianna, Nathan, and Theo. The news about Minus goes public. An FBI agent assures Zoe that Minus will be tracked down. Filled with confidence, Zoe decides to take a plane home with Ben. On board, she sees a woman who resembles her therapist, and then realizes she is in another escape room. The distorted voice of Minus leader mocks Zoe and Ben for falling into their latest trap as the plane begins to fall and gas fills the cabin. Escape Room. Tournament of Champions grossed $25.3 million in the United States and Canada, and $40.7 million in other territories, for a worldwide total of $66 million. In the United States and Canada, the film was released alongside Space Jam: A New Legacy, Pig, and Roadrunner, a film about Anthony Bourdain, and was projected to gross $7 to $10 million from 2,775 theaters in its opening weekend. The film made $3.8 million on its first day, including $1.2 million from Thursday night previews. It went on to debut to $8.8 million, finishing third at the box office. It fell 60% in its second weekend to $3.5 million, finishing sixth. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film holds an approval rating of 51% based on 79 reviews, with an average rating of May 4, 10. The website's critics' consensus reads, "Escape Room: Tournament of Champions may appeal to fans of the original who've been hoping for a sequel, but its increasingly convoluted rules add up to a very unpleasant game night." On Metacritic, the film holds a weighted average score of 48 out of 100 based on review from 16 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B on an A+ to F scale, the same as the first film, while PostTrack reported 69% of audience members gave it a positive score, with 44% saying they would definitely recommend it. William Bibiani of The Wrap wrote, "Make no mistake, Escape Room: Tournament of Champions may be fun, it's also incredibly stupid. The premise makes no sense. The mechanics make no sense. The plot makes no sense. Look elsewhere for storytelling sanity. Look here if you want to see confident, creepy absurdity, with a ghoulish imagination and showmanship to spare." Jesse Hassinger of the AV Club gave the film a C+, writing, "After 30 or 40 minutes, it becomes clear that, despite a few more callbacks, this is a more of the same sequel, not a next-level sequel." From The Hollywood Reporter, John DeFore called the film an underwhelming attempt to turn a tight little thriller into a sequel-spawning franchise, and said, "Tournament provides genre buffs with a lesson in diminishing returns, and may leave most of them impatient for an unambiguous game over." What do you think about the movie above? Please leave a comment. Bye and see you in the next movies.